The role of the CEO is really strategic planning, financial management, goal setting, and that can be done by a management expert. The role of the CEO is to allocate resources. Obviously, you have to understand what is the quality of care means, you have to understand what nursing practice means, you have to understand the clinical terminologies. And my 17 years of experience within the hospital, I am well equipped and very well versed with the clinical wordings and other aspects of the clinical care. So my job is strategic planning and to define the direction for this hospital in Kenya and regionally. I think people make us the best, our specialists, physicians, our nurses who provides compassionate care, our technology, our quality accreditations. As you know, whatever we do, the patient is at the center of everything because we exist because of patient and for patients. So the quality is very close to our heart. So JCIA and CAP, and I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. Those accreditations, that makes us the best because we benchmark ourselves against the best. So what is our agenda going forward? The agenda is to continue to invest in people, get more and more specialists. As you know that we are an academic institution, so there is a university hospital. We are a university hospital. We have a residency program. We train 120 doctors every year. But after the residency program, most Kenyans used to travel, and they still do, travel outside for specialized trainings. If you want to become a neurosurgeon, if you want to become a cardiac surgeon, if you want to become a neonatologist or a neurologist, etc., etc. What we have tried to do now is for the past 10 years, we were sending young Kenyans who have completed their residency program abroad to Canada, to UK, to US and other countries to get these specialized fellowship training, and now they have come back. Now they provide the care. Now, because of the patient volumes and our specialized faculty, we have started the fellowship programs in the country. So we are offering fellowship programs in cardiology, in infectious disease, in neonatology, in pediatric neurology. We are starting adult neurology and medical oncology because of the cancer burden. I hope we talk about that. So first is invest in people, be it physicians, be it nurses, be it allied health. The second is, and which is very close to my heart, and like you mentioned, is the medical tourism. It pains me to hear that Kenyans are spending $100 million or 10 billion shillings on outbound medical tourism. I think we have, as a country, we have the infrastructure, we have the right people, we have the right technology, so people do not need to go outside to get good quality care. Not only that, I think that we have enough capacity and people to bring people from regional countries. So, and we have seen that in the past 4 or 5 years. So at any given point in time, this hospital's 15 to 20% of our admissions are patients from outside, from Uganda, from Tanzania, from DRC, from Ethiopia. We have seen patients from as far as Malawi coming to Kenya, coming to this hospital for specialized care. So not only to arrest the outbound medical tourism, but also to promote an inbound medical tourism. And how do you do that? By providing best clinical outcomes. So if people are coming from neighboring country, they are most probably financially able population. So what would be their motivation to come to Kenya? Best care, best clinical outcome, and that is our objective. And also the third part is investment in technology. As you know that 4 years back, First Lady Her Excellency inaugurated the PET-CT cyclotron, which was the first not only in Kenya but the first in East Africa, which is advanced cancer diagnostic machine. Historically, Africa had a huge disease burden of communicable disease, but now we are seeing non-communicable diseases as well. And cancer has become a bigger killer.
That's right.
Breast cancer, cervical cancer, prostate cancer, and the likes. So if you have the advanced diagnostic capability now within Kenya, now we have to move towards the interventional as well. 2,000 admissions per year.
Yeah.
It went down because of the COVID, because of the travel restrictions, but
Sure.
going back 2 years, 2019, we were at 2,000. It went down 2020, 2021, but it has come back again. So now we are seeing increasing number of patients again. So roughly 1,800 to 2,000 inpatients per year.
Ah.
and 8 to 10,000 for outpatients per year. And when we talk about outpatients, they really come for cancer diagnostics like PET-CT and other diagnostics. I think, as I said, inbound medical tourism is a huge opportunity. Availability of technology is a huge opportunity. 50% of our population is under the age of 18. That's a huge opportunity. Right? Growing middle class is a huge opportunity. Challenges: increasing disease burden of non-communicable diseases. The lifestyle changes is a challenge. I think when we talk about the market, healthcare market, and there are different players in this market. There are public institutions of varied levels. We know some are fantastic and some where the quality is wanting. When we talk about the private sector, there are private institutions for profit, there are private institutions not for profit, there are faith-based institutions as well, and then there is an institution like Aga Khan, which is private, not for profit, but it's an academic institution. So when I say academic institution, what does that mean? That we are not for profit, but we are not for losses either. Right? So whatever surplus that we generate, we put it back in terms of technology, like the PET-CT cyclotron, in terms of the education program, as I mentioned, the residency program. We have nursing school. We have a very robust patient welfare program. We invest, it's not an investment, I think. We spend 250 million shillings every year, call it $2.5 million every year on patient welfare programs as well. So when we talk about the challenges, there are some unethical players in the market as well. And this has been highlighted by the mainstream media, by NHIF as an example as well. So those, I think we have to overcome those challenges as well. I think the conversation, the commercial conversation is important. Economic conversations are definitely important. But at the same time, what is the quality outcome? That is equally important. When we talk about the inbound medical tourism, as I said, the quality of care, the clinical outcomes is going to make us the hub of medical tourism. Increasing competition is a good thing. It keeps us on our toes. So we will continue to invest in people. How do we stay ahead of the curve? Is by providing the best specialized care that is available and possible in Kenya. Right? So now our physicians, our surgeons are doing surgeries that were never done before in Kenya. We are doing the diagnostics like the prostate cancer diagnostics, never done in Kenya. We are doing it. And we are the only hospital with 2 cath labs in our private hospital. People. So we are the private hospital that employ physicians. Because we are a university hospital, we now have over 120 specialists in different specialties who are full-time on our payroll. So we underwrite their salaries, their compensations. So, and that's a big investment that we make. So biggest cost for us is people's cost. Faculty, nurses, residents, fellows, and obviously allied health and the support staff. So people is the biggest cost. The second biggest cost is the medical surgical supplies. I think this is where we as Kenyans, we will have to work collectively how to bring those costs down as well. We know that we have a very huge import burden where 80-85% of our supplies are imported. So if you want to bring the cost down on the medical surgical supplies, pharmaceutical, we will have to promote local industrialization and local production. And that will hopefully bring down the cost of doing business. And then the benefit will be passed on to the patients as well. Let me begin by saying that the universal health is a beautiful agenda of His Excellency. We are 101% supportive of that agenda. And I think NHIF has been identified as a vehicle to roll out UHC. So we are in sync on that way. We are together with the government on that one. When we talk about the UHC, there are several aspects to it. There is a legislative aspect, there is a human resources aspect, there is technology aspect, and then there is a contracting aspect. and that's where your question is. I think we'll have to work together with NHIF to ensure that this contracting aspect is all inclusive. And it is not only based on commercials. As I said, it should be based on the clinical outcomes. So if a private hospital or a public hospital is providing best quality care, should you penalize them or should you promote them? So we see a lot of specialized cares, people needing specialized care, they come to Aga Khan because they are assured of the quality of care. So if the specialized care patients are coming to us, then measure the quality for the minor and the major surgeries as well, and then make the decision, because the decision should not be based on the financials only. So I think that's where we will have to work increasingly with NHIF, but we have very good relationship with NHIF. We have mutual personal and professional respect with NHIF and other industry players as well. I think incentivizing the quality of care will go a long way in ensuring that the Kenyans get the best quality care. It does, and it does especially on our outreach centers. This hospital is a 300-bed hospital and it's 64-year-old now. But we also have 51 outreach centers across Kenya. And we have seen in the past, because of the anxiety, people avoid to go out, right? So then our outreach numbers go down. But then what we see, and what we saw in COVID as well, so if you need healthcare, you need healthcare. It's not like that you're going out to buy a shirt and you can live without an old shirt for another 1 year. If it's an healthcare need, it's an healthcare need. People then come back to the hospital or to the medical center, but then they are sicker. So if you are, God forbid, if you're diabetic and you do not manage your sugar levels, but when you come back, the electives become emergencies or the people are sicker. So I would urge people not to compromise their health. And it is our prayer that the elections will be peaceful as well.